I want to tell y'all something. The prosecutors and the DEA know about Yellow Breeze in the city of Dallas lie. And I just went to the civil rights because the mayor of racism in the community of what they did. And they still want to play with the mindset and antagonate it. You see, man, the difference is we just went to the civil rights devotion. And people want to play with mindset and intimidate and laugh and start spiritual conflict. I have warned them. I have warned them amongst warnings. You see, there's a lot of lying going on. First, I got to deal with certain situation with lying, jealousy from cousins and friends, people, exes, my ex's family member. But the thing is this: you're doing stuff you don't supposed to be doing. You're doing stuff that you don't supposed to be doing. Your behavior of deception in the spirit, baby. I don't. Hey, I got a whole kid out here. If you gonna act like that, act the way you going. The same thing. Gang members coming up there intimidating. I've warned them amongst warnings. When you give people warnings and community warnings of behavior, and they trying to win at all costs, of intimidation and trying to win at all costs, of lies, and they still wouldn't lie. The construction workers, trying to play with the mindset and confuse the mindset. And I warned them. When you give people warnings and they're not listening to that warning, how can you understand it? And they still are making music. Everybody want to play dumb. That's the question is. God say they want to play dumb. That's the question is. People want to play dumb. When you have the definition of playing dumb and your spiritual behavior is getting called out and your deception, your mindset is getting called out, what that mean? When your mindset and your spiritual behavior is getting called out. So when I tell people God is working in the spirit and the black man instead of trying to do it. Instead of trying to do it. God told Moses to tell his people to paint the wall with blood because he know the non-believer was going to be amongst the believers. That's why he told him, because he know the non-believer was going to be amongst the believers. You came in your car and you antagonated. And with the community, they all did it in 2019. And the mayor let that happen. And now they let Yellow Breezes spread more lies with OGP weed now. And plot and plan. And Trump did something he wasn't supposed to do. So the right to fight back, we just went to the Supreme Court, filed the civil rights on the Supreme Court, filed the civil rights on Washington, the White House, of putting me in a bad predicament of when Trump should have did the right thing. And he did not do the right thing. As a leader and a senator, Ted and them, they laugh. But let me tell you, Yellow Breezy think he gonna get away. Either they gonna deal with you by hand, or God gonna deal with you when you have that death penalty. Everybody that's involved, I don't care if the whole community got to go down for playing with the mindset behavior of a leader and Yellow Breezy believing they lie. I can't deal with so much of what's going on and me trying to move in the direction I'm trying to move and keep moving the way I'm trying to move and able to be where I'm at trying to go right now. It's just a bunch of lies. They got a bunch of behavior going on, and I'm trying to move. I have always did stuff different. I'm going to colleges. I'm in theater. I got 10, 11 drive while I'm in school. I'm passing AVOing out. I have always stayed on track. Just because our government did not want to hear me out when I was going through a racial moment through Walmart. And Social Security wanted to hang up. And one thing one of the Walmart CEOs said on a page, on the other CEO said, learn how to attack the issues. And we need to learn how to attack the issues in our society. And I want him to know on the way he's at, because they deal with pollution, they help out with global warming. Walmart do so much of me just going on the corporate, just going on it's different things they do that help out the society and the global warming. Walmart they do a lot. And me just going up there, reading and doing a lot of things, and just watching a video of one of the CEOs and everybody talking about what they do to help the communities out and how they do things. It made me, and going on other Walmart CEOs page and doing other things, just finding out other things that people work with to comprehend, to get more of an understanding. So me just able to just listen and understand in 2019 what part Walmart plays in. It got me of a great listening to other leaders in the business. So I just think because they do a lot. They do a lot for global warming, pollution. Walmart, they participate in other. So different CEOs and different Walmart, and they do different things, and it's so great to me able to go on the website in 2019 and see how participation it was and how everybody just able to do those things, and I was amazed. So it just tells me, Miller. Every other Walmart is kind of different in different states, but I only been to Atlanta. So at different counties of Walmart, helping out with kids and certain things, I'm observing on websites how they doing things and how they participate in. So it's, but we're taking it up a notch with those goals and those understanding of those and where we coming from and where we trying to go. So the thing is, we have to keep doing what we doing best and just keep going and pushing life and everything that come down with it. But if Yellow Breeze and everybody think they're gonna get away and bad misconduct, that ain't gonna happen. Trump did something, and I have the right to fight back when somebody put the voters before honesty and truth of what goes on in the business. And that's dishonesty. A person asked me, you say, you went from begging to royalty. Trump went to begging to richer and lying. And with the democracy of the community of voters, baby, I don't, let me tell you something. We don't, let me tell you something. Things could have happened a lot different if social. I talked to a lot of good people, and we can't let one guy at a call center and other people that did bad just having a great conversation with the guy in McKinney, call center, other ladies. I had a concert at the call center. I can't let one behavior, two, three behavior outreach the other good people at the call center, and that's what we need to look at in that situation. You're gonna have five or six behaviors at the Social Security call center, but you can't let that outweigh the bad. So you gotta realize that, realize the good people you talk to, and don't reflect on the bad people. And then you need to look at that in any business, if it's a government, if it's a store, you're dealing with other. Look at the good people you talk to, because the good people that you remember talking to is going to get you by in life. And I remember when the guy Austin, one of the things said, Hubert, you got to forgive them sometimes because the workers come with their problems and they take it out on you and don't want to listen. And me understanding, listening to some of the call center workers, and I can be able to focus. And by listening to them, when I made a complaint on downtown Atlanta, and the lady was able to listen to me, I can't worry about the bad. Let's focus on the good. That is more important than any of those things to maneuver everything in life to get where we're trying to go. So if we are getting where we're trying to go and we're moving in that direction that we want to move, we have to understand. God say, hey, they are begging. Trump begged the lie because he wanted to become richer. The understanding of the doormat to get where he's trying to go. Now, people, now, ever me going to the Supreme Court, filing civil rights on the Supreme Court, he put my life in danger because the community conflict of mindsets. We dealing with different mindsets and different behavior. And you got to understand you was wrong for what you did. You had that informant in there, and then your courtroom intimidated me with racial intent and gonna lie to me with the security guards. And then the police and 911 laughed and taunted. And you think you can just get away with it? And you know what the community and they was doing, and all of them in Dallas were yellow breezy. and you still let that happen. You still let that happen. Black racism, you still let that happen, and the behavior that's going on, leaders don't do that. 911 dispatchers do not do that. That behavior is unacceptable. As a leader, the 911 dispatcher know, as a leader, they know they was wrong. They know that they was wrong what they did because of community conflict, because they don't want to change the way they act, and narcissists out of black and white. This is my opinion. Why should I be one of them? And all I wanted is understanding, and Trump didn't give me that understanding. Senator Ted didn't give me that understanding. My local office did not give me that understanding. I came at them with documents, and when I kept calling, my local office got scared. They got scared that I talked to somebody in Washington. And nobody wants to get treated bad and neglected. You are like them in this business, and you're participating in it. Trump said, justice for God. Justice for God and his child. Not lies that consume lies on top of lies that make it official or where they trying to go in life. Because we have to move in the direction that we have to move and go down. So we have to be able to plant our foot. You see, one thing with Tupac didn't know who his enemy. He didn't give a care. But you have to be able to plant your foot in different direction and watch out for the spirit of the enemy and the mindset. You got to be able to see jealousy of the body language. And you got to be able to, we always talk about 9/11 cannot have been avoided. Yes, it could have been avoided. We watch out for the spirit. The behavior of where we are trying to go in life, that can be the most definition of things, but you always keep your eyes open and your head, and people don't want you to look at the behavior of the mindset because they got a problem up to something no good. And a Google say you should give people eye contact by 5%, 10% of the time, 50%. Google got a different definitions of those things. And it's got its own thing with those things. So if you talking about those things, how can you understand it, right? So you got to give the concept of what you're talking about in a direction. So sorry, I'm washing the little dishes right now. I'm washing the little dishes. People gonna say what they want, but when they fight for their votes and God is greater than them, and he's able to outweigh, because young Jesus say, let go of things you can't control. God say, what do that mean? Your numbers mean nothing, right? What does that mean when God is more greater? I'm controlling the outcome, and I have folded with civil rights devotion, and I went to the Supreme Court and filed, and I say Trump will be put to death and his kids if something happened because of that racial decision that he made, and the senators and the mayor made, and lying with the committee, lying and taking the voter side over God's side, and people want to do that. I'm not making it a problem, but Trump failed. He couldn't do. I don't know what's going on, but having the thought, because that racism in there, and you're not getting yellow. Everybody involving themselves with yellow breathing. I'm watching everybody behavior. And everybody want me to interact with certain things, but it ain't the same when the lion has been given. And the mindset of the behavior has been the spiritual behavior. And instead of playing with the spiritual side, the workers, I don't got time for those things when all of those things are going on. So it's about moving in a different direction and not putting the same concept of those things going.